Hello everybody, ItherynPlays here, and we have another special video today. As you can see, we are on co-op, and I'm going to be soloing co-op with a certain challenge in mind. Now I've unbound, or technically removed, my aim key from my right trigger and put it on something that I'm obviously not going to press. Reason for this is I asked in the Discord yesterday, and I asked if anybody has any challenges that they can suggest, because I've pretty much done some of the main challenges. I've covered every weapon, though not every video of that is uploaded yet. I've done a level 0 challenge on Rogue and on co-op, where I completed them both solo as a level 0. Technically I did them both first try. I did do some practice last week, so obviously there's that. And as I've said before, the devs on this game are incredibly interactive with the community when posting feedback and bug reports and keeping them informed about things that are coming, as well as some other things, but they're also interactive in a friendly way. And I think it's one of the best dev teams that I've ever actually seen. And I've been around a lot of dev teams purely because the fact that I've either played early access games or I've played a game for 16 years and obviously was on alpha testing and stuff like that. So I didn't want to mess around when it came to this challenge. I wasn't going to use the overpowered crossbow. I wasn't going to use a shotgun or a sawn-off shotgun or something that completely did not require aiming anyway. So I'm going to use the submachine gun. Arguably, it's the second best gun. Pardon me. I'll just sneeze my head off. Arguably, it's the second best gun in the game. So, you know, it's not too much of a step down from anything else. But I think it's a weapon that's probably going to be the hardest to actually use while Jesus. I hate having hay fever and I should have taken my tablet and recorded this a bit later, but hey ho. So, yeah, I mean, the assault rifle arguably could have been harder than the submachine gun to use. The psi weapons, there's just no point in using. Obviously, we take Bloodshot here. I just generally feel like this is most all-round weapon to use where I'm not ADSing. All of my perks on this, by the way, are to do with continuous fire. I have a tier 1 perk for continuous fire. It's I press, sorry. That's a submachine gun. I'm not too happy about the second perk because it may make things a little too easy, but I didn't want to re-roll 3 perks that I kind of wanted, so. But yeah, the whole point of this basically is, or the main reason that I accepted this challenge is because I actually think it kind of puts your memory of the scenarios to the test. And granted, my account is currently bugged and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if you've realized, but a lot of my scenarios have been the same on my main account videos. I'm actually going to go back and get some ammo real quick. And by that I mean, ever since I did Rogue on this account, when it first released, I did some testing on Rogue for the devs, and got my gold Rogue badge. I think I did 5 matches of Rogue. It's actually bugged my account. I'm pretty much always getting scenarios that you would get within like the first 20 runs, and not my usual ones that you get like after you get closer to 100 runs. Don't get me wrong, while it does make the game a fraction easier, it also makes it substantially harder because you don't get the red crates, so you're already down a crap ton of credits, so you have less rerolls, and thus it affects your DPS. And you get no trap chests, so you're already down gold there. I don't know why it's bugged like this, and I can't replicate it with my second account. I'll be honest, I thought it was going to die before it reached me, so I didn't bother rolling. Doesn't matter anyway. I greeted the DPS. But yeah, I tried to replicate it with my second account. I did about 5 to 10 runs on that account that I did the co-op solo on, and then I did a rogue run and it didn't reset the progress, but it has on this account, and I honestly cannot tell you why. So yeah, I mean, I've done like 50 runs since I did rogue, and I'm still seeing the same scenarios and seeing almost none of the scenarios that I'm used to seeing. It's a bit awkward, so I don't exactly know how to fix it myself. I thought I had fixed it because I got one of the scenarios that I almost never, or, well, hadn't seen for a while, should I say. But I've never seen that scenario since, so I don't know. But yeah, honestly, when it comes to this no ADSing challenge, it actually sounds kind of cool, right? Like, I don't get to see what's ahead of me for the most part when I'm in some of the quote-unquote harder areas. It goes a lot of memory, and then when it comes to Exosuit, I'm not really going to be able to see what he's doing when he's at distance. Because obviously the whole point with Exosuit, right, is you use the center pillar, you just line of sight him like 90% of the fight. Anytime he goes to use his machine gun, you line of sight or roll if it's the side strafing spray, or whatever you would say it is, where he basically sprays from one side to the other. So we got Northside here, not exactly ideal for the skip that I like to do, but it will work. But yeah, it's probably going to most affect me on Exosuit purely because of the fact that you can't keep him in view all the time. But I'm excited for the challenge. It's not too hard. I might do this challenge again with like one weapon from each category, so like one firearm, one R&R, one bionic. Oh, well, I say one bionic, just the plasmoid, and then one psionic. It could be kind of cool to do the no ADS challenge on one of each weapon type. So I'm just gonna go do what I normally do here, hunt the key. Try not to forget that I've picked up the key already. Alright. Picking up the key. Let's not forget. So I'm never gonna let myself forget the fact that I embarrassed myself like that. I wonder how many people actually saw me pick up the key on that video, then saw me like actually talking about hunting the key, and then just tuned out because I looked absolutely idiot. Looked like an absolute idiot. I imagine the numbers were quite high. I should look at the analytics to find out. So far we've gotten pretty much top tier RNG, but it doesn't really matter anyway, because I was going to do it regardless of even if I got bad RNG. The submachine gun's good enough to the point where you don't need many damage perks to kill Exosuit. So it's wave 3 of 3, they're still going in, but it doesn't really matter much. I'm just going to go clear out the other side, and then I'll come back and get these ammo packs and then throw my grenades in. So now I've gotten the spread increase. It's one of the main reasons that I actually picked this weapon is because of the spread increase. Although the tier 2 perk does kind of nullify it. But I think the spread increase... I don't honestly think, right, that aiming down sights increases accuracy or anything. From my experience of using the crossbow without aim down sights, it felt the same as when I was using it with aim down sights. So I don't know if there's a spread difference or an accuracy difference. So I don't actually know how much ADS makes a difference, other than your ability to see. So yeah, the spread, sorry, this 100% spread actually makes it feel a little more, let's say, accurate. I'm trying, oh god, I can't throw it. I can't close to range throw it because I have aim unbound. That sucks. Okay, so I have to remember that with the psionic grenade, huh? Because when I go to the end of deep storage, obviously I throw 3 grenades long range and 1 short range grenade. I can't do that, so I need to remember, otherwise I'm just going to stand there with the grenade and get hit. Make sure it is the exterminator. Yeah, it is. So let the exterminator come out and then go kill it. I'm just going to keep it around the corner as well. That way I can curve the shots around. Should mean that I can keep high DPS up while dodging its tentacle. I'm curious what the inspiration for the exterminator is actually. Because exterminator really is probably one of the coolest creatures I've seen in a game. So I'd love to know what the inspiration was behind it. Because it reminds me of, do you know, I can't actually remember what it's called. Oh, there's a movie called Underwater. Where it's basically like mermen or something at the bottom of the ocean. And that was based off of somebody's book who writes a lot of bizarre books to do with, like, do you know, I can't remember his name. And I can't remember what I'm thinking of. One sec, I'm gonna Google it while I'm on the load screen. What is it called? If you're watching this, you might even be screaming it at the monitor or phone that you're watching it on. So if you can do it just at a fraction louder, so I can hear it, and then I don't need to Google it, that would be great. I'm gonna Google it a sec because I want to actually finish this little line of dialogue that I'm doing. I'm probably gonna lag for the first few seconds of this if I haven't just randomly crashed my recording. No, I haven't. Okay, that's fine. Because I'm messing around on my other screen and my PC isn't exactly great for doing this. I really do need to upgrade my PC. Okay, right, there we go. So, the author is H.P. Lovecraft. I can't actually believe that I forgot that. And the thing that I'm curious about the inspiration of is it based on Cthulhu? Is it Cthulhu? I actually don't know how to pronounce it. That sounds how you would say it. But it's a creature that features at the end of Underwater, which is a quite a decent movie, to be honest. But honestly, it looks quite a lot like the Exterminator. So I'm curious if that's the inspiration. Other than that, I actually wouldn't know what the inspiration is. Because nothing is original, right? Nobody thinks of anything themselves. There's either not intentional, uh, basically copying something. It's like there's always like some uh, jeez, I always put myself in these situations where I forget what I'm trying to say. Or, oh, we got this bug again. Not gonna complain. It's an extra cyanide grenade. But no, we always have these things where we think we've done something ourselves, but our subconscious has basically not copied something, but given us this subconscious thought about something specific, and then you've gone with it from there. Because I'm trying to write my own story, right, on my own book, which you're probably immediately laughing your freaking head off right now because of how much I struggle to talk. But that's more of a confidence thing, right? I really struggle when it comes to forcing myself to talk because I don't obviously really do it. I don't have much confidence. But when it comes to writing, I'm actually good at it, kind of. But when I'm doing that and I'm doing... Did it pull? Yeah, oh, yeah, it did. Okay. when I'm doing that and I'm writing characters and stuff like that, I all of a sudden realize after I've done it and I've written it up, I then watch something or I rewatch something, some movie that I've watched like years ago, and I'll be like, oh, there's actually a lot of similarities here. Hmm. And I'm realizing slowly that there's like bits of like favorite scenes or something that not intentionally, like I'm not directly copying or anything like that, so I don't think I mean like that. But there are things that are so similar that you can't help but realize that your brain is slowly putting things in that are similar, right? And it's the same as Tolkien with his Lord of the Rings book, right? He draws inspiration from Norse mythology, but ends up with half of the dwarves called absolutely identical names to dwarves from Norse mythology. Or there'll be similarities between the story of Turin and Glaurung that are basically Sigurd and Fafnir. There are just so many similarities in. I'm just going to take it. There are so many similarities in his works to Norse mythology where you could almost say it's a direct copy paste, just with reworded names and reworded locations and stuff like that. But it's obviously not the case. It's just it's subconscious inspiration that's almost the same as something else. And I like how I'm just talking about the most random things while I'm doing this run. Um, but yeah, I wonder if that's what's happened with the Exterminator, or if there's some other inspiration and it's not nothing to do with Cthulhu, and maybe a dev is watching this and they're just kind of chuckling them to themselves. Um, but yeah, I think it'd be cool if it was, because it's a really cool character. I've never actually read that book. I've only ever seen the movie and then Googled what it was about, because I thought it was kind of an interesting ending, to say the least. Uh, Not exactly my cup of tea. Don't get me wrong, I love mythology. I grew up on history and mythology, and I'm absolutely obsessed with history and mythology. So to see somebody write their own mythology, I Lovecraft, I mean, if you can call it that, um, it's interesting to me. I like it. God, I love the submachine gun. These are probably the best 4 perks, by the way. I together. I mean, I don't mean um, I don't mean that they are the best 4 perks in general, because I absolutely despise having the tracking aim. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, and I always try to avoid it. But in this case, I think it was a pretty good combination. I don't know what to talk about now. Haven't had this long discussion for about the past 10 minutes about Cthulhu and the Exterminator inspirations that I'm just studying now, completely devoid of any interesting things to say. Going back to what I was saying on a video that I did last night, which is the Wave 32 solo on Swarm Defense. I'm not actually sure whether to upload that, so we'll see if you have any idea what I'm talking about. Whether or not I've uploaded that or not, I don't know. Um, it's like 1 hour of just standing around and killing things. Not exactly greatest definition of fun. Um, don't get me wrong, it was commentated for like 80% of the video until it got too late, and I didn't want to be that guy keeping my neighbours up by using my mic, considering we have thin walls. Well, not thin walls, but I'm gonna swap guns so I don't run out of ammo halfway. Um, but I think it would be nice if we could get uh, like 3D models or sculptures of the characters and of the enemy QTs. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously we can all buy 3D printers and like 3D model them ourselves and print them ourselves. Where I think it'd be cool because I'd like to have. So the funny thing is I'm talking like this, and the game isn't even like massively popular. It's not even out of early access, and here's me wanting to buy sculptures or statues of the 4 agents and then all of the QT variants, because I would love to have a 3D model of the Exterminator or a 3D model of the Shielded Disposer. And I don't know how much that sort of thing would go for, but even if it was like 60 odd quid each, um, I'd probably still pay for it because I absolutely freaking love this game. I think this game is brilliant.
Not bad.
Um,
Not bad.
so yeah, I would easily pay for that, and there's probably a few other people who would pay for it, but it's probably not going to be anything that ever happens because of the fact that there would probably only be a few people buying it. I don't know. Maybe the game will like blow up or something in the future. I've already said to the devs that I'm going to donate a text-to-speech to Asmongold or something, and when the melee weapons drop, and see if I can get him to play it. Whether or not that happens or what, I don't know. I don't see him playing it personally, but I'm gonna try. But if we can get big streamers on the game, or sorry, if big streamers can play the game at some point, then the game has the chance to like exceptionally, to blow up, should I say, um, and end up with like thousands playing it every single day. Because I think at present it's in the hundreds, the login rate according to Steam statistics, and I don't think um,
Be on your guard, agent.
I don't think there's much chance that the game won't blow up. Because I do think it will blow up. I really do think that this game will blow up when it gets closer to release, or when it does get released. I've completely wasted all my gold here. It's not ideal. But no, the game is awesome, and it does deserve to blow up, and I hope it does blow up. But if it does, then the chances of seeing like statues being sold or sculptures being sold from the dev team, with merchandising and what have you, the chances of that go up. But I don't think it's the sort of game that would do that. I mean, it's like the sort of League of Legends thing, which has millions of players and millions of skins on sale and stuff. Like I don't even think like Apex and stuff like that have ever done that. So maybe I have to invest in a 3D printer and do it myself. Devs are probably watching this. Well, they're probably not, but they'll be watching this, laughing their heads off if they are. Thinking, what the hell's he talking about? I don't have to make myself look like an asshole sometimes. Honestly, I'm probably not even going to bother about this one coming behind me. So that's the way you ideally want to do it, by the way. And I've never actually been able to record doing that, despite the fact that I've done that a whole bunch of times. But yeah, that's the ideal way to do that. You get the ghost amidst the 3 skirmishes, and you basically blow up all four. Sorry. So that was basically the perfect situation there. But again, it doesn't happen every time because it all depends on your clear speed, right? If you clear too fast, the ghost might be too close, or if you clear too slow, the ghost again might be too close. It just all depends on when you trigger the ghost to when its movement, or it spawns in, should I say? Because some things spawn in when you approach, like these skirmishes and whatever. I don't know if that's the same with the ghosts, but yeah, it basically depends on how fast you get there to its patrol route. No cubes, bit sad, but obviously we want the cube that the skirmish is going to drop. I'm gonna reroll for a damage. Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna get the max HP in case I make any mistakes or something on the boss. It's not ideal. I will do the side room with the dropping floor if it is that one, purely because the aspect of I have the DPS right now. Though I will need to come back and get ammo before I do it if it is that one. No, it isn't. Doesn't matter then. Reroll maybe once or twice at most. I'm just gonna get the red. It's obviously of zero benefit to us, but it doesn't matter. May as well just pick it up. It means that if I get a red chest in this next room, that there will be one less perk in there. Because ideally I get the 70% damage at 5 meter range. But it doesn't matter if I do or don't. I have the DPS. I had the DPS a long time ago to actually do this easily. I'm just gonna get the HP recovery. There's no point in anything else there. Not gonna bother re-rolling. Right, let's just go. So at this point, as said, this is probably the hardest part of the no ADS because you're going to lose track of where the boss is. And this is why I say that soloing on Blackout Protocol is easier than it is to group, because it's so easy to keep Exosuit in vision. He will always be walking towards you for a start, and then you always control the pace of the fight, right? So you can always keep him in vision. However, that won't exactly be as easy while you are no ADSing. So yeah, I'm going to focus a bit here, so I'm not going to use my mic. Okay, so I mean it was a 147 kill. It's not great or anything. Could have done it much faster if I had a better submachine gun as my secondary, and then also just better perks on the submachine gun. As I said, it wasn't great. So yeah, that was a challenge given to me by ODS Geek. I hope he doesn't mind the fact that I've put his Discord message in the thumbnail. If I'm probably gonna actually message him before I upload the video with that thumbnail, so if he doesn't approve of it, which is perfectly fine, there's a reason that I plan to ask. But yeah, if he doesn't approve of it, then obviously you won't see it in the thumbnail. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Take care. I shall see you around. If you have any suggestions of your own for challenges, then please do let me know. Leave a comment and I will read it, and if it's of something viable, then I will do it. If it's something like completely run with a flamethrower, I'm just going to cry and yeah, not do it, obviously. Anyway, yeah, like, subscribe, the usual blah blah blah. See you around. See you in the next video. Take care. I shall leave it running for the end screen.